Hello, lovelies, and welcome back to Mama G Gear. It's Mama G here, and Rusty's at work. I'm doing a quick video, hopefully it's quick, to show you all the yarns. And it's going to be a Yarnalicious video. These are all available at the time of this filming. And we're doing a little mini auction Wednesday, April 16th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry about that. I'll try to type it up here. As the time of this filming, it's actually tomorrow night. If they don't all sell at that time, then they'll be available as well. And what we're doing, this little mini auction, is really to raise money, a little bit of, well, to get some of the money back from what the costs are, but also to raise a little money, hopefully, for Rusty to take with her on her little vacation excursion with her besties. And it'd be nice to have a little gas money and not worry about that while she's vacationing and enjoying her time. So I wanted to show you what's available. The first batch of these middies, they're not minis, they're middies. Yes, that's a yarn term. And the base is a Nomad base. It's a Clara yarn, which is 100% superwash merino, 50 grams each. There are 4 ply, and it's 100 meters or 109 yards per midi hank. So you're getting 218 yards for the two. How we're going to do this is, I try to do the math. It's not my thing, but I'm figuring with the dib sale, what we do with D, we do $25, including that includes shipping to the lower 48s. Outside of there, we can negotiate that and discuss that. But it's $25 per hank, which is 100 grams. So I thought some of these yarns cost more than others, and it would be too much. I don't have the time to figure out that kind of stuff. So I just figured it's fair to start and I had asked you guys and you agreed. It's fair to start these starting bids at $25 per 100 grams of a hank. So I hope that made sense, and I apologize. I wasn't really in the jive to do this video, but I need to get this out, and so I'm doing it. Anyway, these that I'm showing you, these middies, these were Rusty's first attempt, and right, can you believe this? Her first attempt? Her first attempt at dyeing yarn, and I gave her the middies to try. I think that would be a little bit, less intimidating, and she did a really fabulous job, as you could tell. And what we have, I could tell you the amount. We're going to sell these in bags, sets of 2 in an organza bag. So that's 109 each, so 218 yards. That would be an equivalent to 100 grams. So they would start at $25. So that's just giving you the ballpark of how this is going to fly. All right, so these colors are really gorgeous, like a chartreuse yellow with a burnt orange and different shades of blue and a little bit of an ecru, which is like the natural color of the yarns. And they're really super soft. We have 3 sets of 2 of these available. I'm not giving you numbers or anything because I just didn't do that. And I don't know. We're going to be probably taking them out the bag, and you guys will be probably helping us as far as navigating as to what gets showed next. Anyway, I'm going to try. I might be turning the camera off and on to eliminate this part of the thing where I'm switching from yarn to yarn. Anyway, here's the next one. This one we're calling Rusty's Hair. It's something that I figured out, or it just happened, and they come out differently depending on the batch, and sometimes within the batch, hank to hank, they come out a little differently. It's really pretty much all the colors, and they're gorgeous. Again, this is the same base, the Nomad Clara base. It's 100% superfine superwash merino, 50 grams each, 4 ply. And oh, what I didn't tell you is I'm going to say that's probably a worsted weight on that. It's a right worsted. It's not a chunky worsted weight. All right. So there's, again, with this colorway, there are 3 sets of 2 that will be available. I'm going to slide those aside. Let's move into the next one. This was the first one that she had done. And I'll just take the hanks themselves. Really, this was fun and interesting to me, because that process that I do often leaves a positively negative space. And on here, what we did was we don't have the positively negative space. That space is a shade of silver gray. And then on top of that, you have your pinks and blues. And really, this was great because she explained what she wanted to do, and then we figured it out, and I would not have figured out how to do this. So it was a double dip process. So you had to really dye the yarns twice. But well worth it, I think. They're absolutely gorgeous. Same specs on all of these, and the same specs are on these two that I'm going to show you as well. This is definitely my jam right here. Purples, blacks, and then you have some of the positively negative space, but within that is variations of the purples and blacks. So I'm sorry, on this colorway here, there's only 2 sets of 2. And also the same with this colorway, there's only 2 sets of 2. She wants to name her yarns. Hopefully we'll have time to name them tomorrow. If not, they're just this, okay? Because I don't have the time. All right, so those are what we have on the middies. I'm going to slide those aside. And the next 2 that I'm going to show you, I didn't weigh these yet, but I'm going to venture to guess that they are probably 100 grams each. And it's a finer weight. I'm going to say that's probably, excuse my hands, by the way, because of course I'm dyeing yarn, so they're all different colors. I don't know the yardage on this, and it's probably pretty basic if I had the time to think about it and look it up. These are probably 100-gram hanks. I lost the paperwork, but that looks like to me maybe like a 3 weight or thin 3. But these are, again, the purples and blues, but you could see that there's even like the lighter shade. This has a stellina in it as well. So it's got a shine. I hope you're seeing the shine in there. But there's 2 of these. And when before we dyed them, I could kind of see it a little bit with the sunlight. It looks like this hank here has a gold stellina, and I think this hank here has a silver stellina. So I just wanted to point that out. I'll write that on the tag so that when we're doing the auction, we could tell you, if it's really only noticeable because I'm looking for it, and I have them right next to one another, where if you were making something, I really don't think it's going to be noticeable if you wanted to use both hanks. But I'm looking at it. I'm looking for that, and I'm going to say that that's very possible. All right, I'm going to put you on pause, get these out of the way, and show you some other yarns from Rusty. So hold on. Alrighty, so a little glitch in the matrix, but we're back to abnormal. All right, here's 3 more colorways that Rusty had done. I'm going to show you one at a time. And this is, of course, not a course, but if you do know, you know. This is the Rusty's Hair colorway. And there's a lot. I mean, this is just every color under the sun. I love this technique, and I know she enjoyed it as well. But you have not only all the different colors, you also have specks within it. And I'm not going to untake it, unhank it or unskank it, as we like to say. This would take too long, but really deep purples, different shades of all the colors. And it's really, really fun. And what's fun about this style technique, I'll say, is that it comes out different all the time. So you can never reproduce it, but it can come out close enough to where you could go one hank to the next and it looked pretty smooth of a segue. But then within the batch, like we'll do a batch of, say, 3 or 4, probably 4 usually we try to fit in there. And sometimes they look different within even its own batch. But look I just hope you're really getting a chance to see that the change in the specs are just, yeah, they're really super pretty. Anyway, that's Rusty's hair color. There's only 2 of these. And I think with these, we're going to do just like we do with the dibs. They come in, in an organza bag of 2. So that seems to work out. It just makes it a lot easier. These are 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. It's an Aran worsted weight, and they are 100 grams each. each hank, and it's 196.8 yards. Thereabouts, approximately, allegedly. Anyway, this one's really pretty. Similar to what I've done, but she used she did a thing with a brown to make it lighter, and then your positively negative space is more of an ecru color than a pure white. So it did absorb into that nicely. Then you got your nice shocking pinks in there as well. And it's more like a milk chocolate brown, as far as I'm concerned. That's my take on it. Anyway, slide those over. Same thing. There's 4 of those. So we've got 2 sets of 2. Now for my favorite. This is going to be tough for me to... I might bid on one, to be honest with you. 1 set of 2. There's only 2 sets of 2. And I have to say that I absolutely love this. I mean, look at the specs. That's just amazing. I hope it's focusing for you. And all the different shades of oranges and like a spruce green. But then there's magentas and specks and blues. Yeah, I'm speechless. I just think this is really gorgeous. And I love how this fades right here. Then you've got your like almost purpley, like a periwinkle in there. Yeah. So there's 2 sets of 2 of this. Again, they're 196.8 yards. It's like a Aran worsted weight. And there's 4 altogether, but I might be outbidding you on those, babes. I'm sorry, because I just love them. All right, I'm going to put these back in their bags, put you on hold again. Let's hope I don't have another glitch in the matrix, and I'll be right back. All right, just a real quick jump in here. Sorry about the shadow all of a sudden because the clouds are coming out. I did make a little oopsie doops here, and this is an 85 Superwash Merino 15 nylon, super soft and squishy, but this is saying it's a DK weight, and so that means there's 246 yards in this 100-gram ball. So, it's really so close. I don't know. You know, again, excuse my nails, but just deal with it. Okay, back on hold. Okay, so the sun's playing a little bit of games with us. Big clouds. Supposed to snow again tomorrow. I don't know. Anyway, these guys, the next 4 colorways I show you. Again, these are all dyed by Rusty. And let's see the stats as I look at them. Okay, so these are all the same stats that you're going to get on these guys. All right. 75% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 10% silver stellina, DK weight, 225 meters, which is 246 yards, 100 grams each. And move that so you can try to... I apologize for the shadows, but I'm kind of using the sun's light. But this is oranges, greens, yellows. There's purples in there. Just everything. Shades of almost a brown in there. And these are stellina, so they're shiny. I'm hoping you're getting that glitz. And again, I do apologize for the shadows. But gorgeous. And look at how pretty that is there. It's like a darker brown. Yeah, really pretty. I'll show you the other hank. There's 2 sets of 2. So there's 4 hanks all together. But there's blue there. Blues and greens. Really, really super pretty. Yeah, colors that I personally would not have put together, which is what's really nice. You know, when you have different creative people, you come up with different combinations. Okay, these 2 hanks here. Oh, here we go. We got some sun. All right, this is like a, it's a pink, but it's, gosh, I'm just not even thinking here. I am not able to retrieve my words, but it's kind of a corally pink, okay? It's not like a magenta or anything. It's a really interesting pink. And then you have the fades in here, but then she did specks of black in it as well. And just really super pretty. And I just really hope that the shadows aren't completely ruining the gorgeousness of this. But see the pretty gray? It's a silver gray. But really, really pretty. That one you could see it better. But this is a nice salmon. That's the color I'm talking about. This is a nice, really, because we salmon fish around here, and that's what that color is that I wasn't able to think of. Okay, so we got those guys. Let's slide those over on this side. And the next two. All right, these are the ones, folks. And again, I apologize for this shadow, but these guys and the next two are going to be the similar style of it, and you'll see the differences between these two. This concept is going to be repeated because it is just outstanding. Okay, these are what she's going to call her, like we're doing like the birds, and this one not so much as a red-tailed fox, but I mean a red-tailed hawk, but it definitely is a hawk or whatever bird, but it's got the gold and the browns, and then you got the specks of blacks and grays in there. Just simply stunning. And there's 4 or 2 sets of 2 of this particular colorway. And I don't even know, there's like so many birds, but look at how the cluster right there. Just really super gorgeous. And that again is the DK weight, 75 merino, 15 nylon, 10 stellina, silver stellina, 246 yards. I always want to tell you the meters. Okay, now here's the red-tailed hawk, folks. You ready? Yeah. Hello. Oh my God, the shadow's right there. Look at that. I wonder if I pull my table just the slightest bit. That helps any. Yeah, I think I did it. But look at that. Browns, rich, deep orange. And then you got the blacks and grays. Oh my gosh. Just, if it was edible, it would be delicious. And then you have this one here. Again, there's 4 of these. So 2 sets of 2. And it's a DK weight, 246 yards. All right, yeah. While I sit, I'm going to put these away and just kind of look at this for a little longer, and then I'll be back. All righty. I'm actually giggling because I'm playing games with the clouds and the sun because it's behind the clouds, in front of the clouds. Anyway, getting shadows not. So the shadow went away, so let's try this really quick. All right, these that you're going to see here, I dyed. These are the ones I buy the big cones of yarn, and then I on the Swift hank them up. This one here is superwashed merino. It's a 4 weight. It's claiming to be a 4 weight. I'm going to argue that one and say, to me, that's more of a DK. I'm sorry, but anyway, there's approximately at least 715 yards in this particular hank. It's 344 grams. And we'll figure out like I said, like if we could ballpark it around $25 per 100 gram, thereabouts as a starting bid, because I don't know how to do the actual math. I don't want to lose money, obviously. But we'll figure that out. But yeah, gorgeous. There's only one of these. But again, there's 715 yards. Super, super scrumptious. It's purples and aquas and turquoise with lots of specks. Absolutely beautiful, if I might say so myself. Like I said, I don't necessarily take credit for how they come out because it's really just, I get an idea, throw some stuff in there. Sometimes it comes out completely different than what I anticipated, and other times I have more control over it. But there again, it's not really much rhyme and reason. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. All right, so there's that one. Next one. This is a 100% superwash merino. It's an extra fine. These are 19.5 microns, which is a soft yarn. And this is a DK weight. There's 298.6 yards. Thereabouts, might be more. But this is purples and greens. Let me get that out of the way. But yeah, super pretty. And again, I'll show you Oh, it says 168 grams. Very pretty. And I tie them with, like if you ever get a hank for me that I've tied up, as of now, I tie with this shiny threads. Those are the ones you can cut. Where you see it knot, I try to knot, where I knot the beginning and the end of the hank together. I do it in a manner where you can pull it out and unknot it, so you're not even cutting any of the yarn. I meant to throw that out there. Also, I might throw this in here if you're not familiar. These are not dryer sheets. This is a color collector, and I throw 1 or 2 in per hank when you're washing it. When you hand wash it, throw that in with your in your bath. It'll pick up any residue of color that's coming off of it. As much as we try to get all the dye out of them, it's almost impossible, as most of you know. In fact, I have some that I've re-rinsed 3 times at this point, and I feel badly because there's, I think, 5 or 6 hanks. It's beautiful, but I just can't get the dye out of it. I've never had that happen before. But anyway, let me throw this in here. But I do rinse them diligently, so I do my best to get as much of the color out as possible, but there might still be some, so just to protect, you can use the color collector. All right, next one. Super pretty again. Not that they're not all pretty, so I'm going to just stop saying that. All right, Superwash Merino Aran weight. It's got a nice twist on this one, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm going to say that's probably a 4 weight. But look at all the colors. Greens, purples, blues, specks, fades. So much fun to do this. I'm so happy that Rusty's actually enjoying doing this aspect of it. I know she doesn't know how to crochet yet, but and I did say yet. So, and once I start spinning my own yarn, oh my gosh, I can't wait. But then you even there's some pinks. There's a little bit like an orange. Yeah, really pretty. This is 264 yards. There's 456 yards. I apologize. 456 yards, or at least, and 264 grams for this hank. All right, next one. One of my faves. I mean, of course, yeah, there's always going to be some faves. This is one of them. This is a 100% superwash. I just want to. All right, let's throw this in here. Look at the difference here. This one here has got a nice tight twist to it. There's 0 halo, where this one's got a looser, lofty twist and a slight bit of a halo. So some of them are a little more tightly wound. Use your adverbs when you can. Okay, so this is a Superwash Merino 4 weight. It's saying a 4 weight, and I'm going to say, yeah, legit 4. There's at least 466 yards. It's 228 grams. And you've got periwinkle, greens, blues, chartreuse, brown. Just super gorgeous. I mean, look at the deep brown in that. And then it fades into periwinkle. Look at the specks, right? And this is just, not that they're not all soft. If they're not really, really soft, I'll let you know as well, too. I'm trying to be straight up honest with everybody. So, yeah, so that one there, like I said, 228 grams, at least 466 yards. The reason I'm saying at least, because when I wind it in the Swift, I start out with a little bit, but I also noticed, because I wind them before they're dyed, obviously. So in the process of dyeing, I'm going to say that some of the, like I showed you the differences, some of them seem to maybe thin out a little bit or stretch out a little bit. So that's why there might be more yardage than what I'm telling you. Okay, this one here, another, like, this was one that, yeah, I was going to maybe keep. And depending on my mood, I might. 336 yards. There's over 713. All right, 336 grams. There's over 713 yards. It's a 1 ply DK weight. And again, it's got that nice lofty, I'm sure there's a tech term for that, but nice lofty feel to it with a little tiny bit of halo. But look at, this is just, I'm sorry, this one here is spectacular. Look at just digging in there, all that rich colors. And these are just saturated so beautifully. Look at like real hunter greens, all the different blues, fuchsia, you've got like a burnt orange into a browns and blacks, and then you got the fades. Yeah, this is one of my top faves of them all. Really, really, really gorgeous. Yeah, I wish I knew how to do this to be able to reproduce this exact same hank, because that's just sensational. All right, stop bragging about yourself, woman. I'm not. I'm talking about the yarn. All right, let's go on this side here. This is another one. This one's really, really pretty too. It's interesting. It's different than what my normal go-to. You've got some salmon's color, which is kind of a cranberry almost color with some blues. A lot of specks in there. But then your base is more of a yellow, I'll say, like a yellowy ecru. But look at the colors. This one here is 100% superwash merino, worsted weight. Again, it's saying a worsted weight. I'm going to argue that and say it's a little bit thinner. If I can get that up there on my finger for you. There's 652, at least 652 yards, 316 grams. Look at that. Super pretty. And did I show you this one? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, look at that. Then look at this. Did I not notice this? Wow, I do have similars. Okay. That is totally... Oh, heck yeah, guys. All right, so, yeah, my fave. Here's another one. This one here is approximately 600 meters. I didn't figure that out in yards yet. 328 grams. What was the grams on that? 336. All right, that's why they're in separate bags. Okay, that's that colorway. I mean, everything is there. Look at that. Just crazy gorgeous. And that right there, I'm going to put with this one because that definitely is the same colorway. Let me see. Maybe this one's the one that's different. Oh my gosh, is there another one? Yes. Holy Toledo. I didn't realize that these were so similar to that one. All right. I'm really happy because I might keep one of these. And look at that, like just gold and brass, copper. They're so pretty. And I don't even need to crochet with it. I just like looking at them, you know. It's just, right? All right, so these two here are each 300, they're 600 meters. When I measure out on the Swift, the counter that I have tells me it in meters. So that's why I often give you in meters, okay? Just for clarification. These two are the same amount, same colorway batch as that other one, but these each are 600 meters, where that other one is 652 meters. That's why they're in separate bags. But there's those. And I have one more big fatty to show you. And I showed this one on the live. This is a monster. It's a monster hank. That's a hefty hank, okay? Which these are very hefty, hectic hanks. But look at the specs. This one we went spec crazy on. I say we because, you know, sometimes Rusty, I don't remember if she helped out with these or not, but there, before she actually dyed yarn on her own 100%, if she was over and I was dyeing yarn, she'd be like, oh, okay, you know, sprinkle a little of the Rusty magic in there. But look at all the specs in that. And I was able to, I'm going to leave the zip tie on there, but I was able to get this into its hank when I was doing the live, and I took it out and showed it. But this one here, there's at least 913 yards. So it's 486 grams, but beautiful. And then you don't have to tie anything, you know, that's what's nice. That's why I like the Hefty Hanks, because you don't really have to, you just keep on going, you know, you don't have to cut, tie, find where the colors match, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, put you on hold. I got a few more that aren't quite as exciting as these that I showed so far, but hang in there. Also, don't forget your thumbs. I truly appreciate that, and it doesn't cost you a thing. Well, make a liar out of me. I said, they're not as exciting. And then I said, wait a minute, I got a whole bunch more of these. Okay, so the incredibleness continues. Yeah, find your words, Mama G. All right, Superwash Merino, air and weight, 440 meters, 481 yards at least, 266 grams in each of these hanks. Again, this is more of a golden base. You've got, again, the greens, the magentas, yellows, there's blues and purples, fades, really bright spots. I mean, just pretty. And there's two more that are similar, but a little different. Look at that. Bam. Just super gorgeous. So both of these are 440 meters. Alrighty, let me throw those aside. Two more. These guys here, Superwash Merino, air and weight, 440 meters or 481 yards, 268 grams each. Again, just beautiful. I said I was going to stop saying that. I don't know now. I almost like this one more than the other ones because it's brighter. I don't know, it's hard. It's difficult. I can't keep them all. I hardly keep any of them, but I like the transition of this one here. Like, look at that really rich greens, and then you got really rich blues, again with the purples. The transition of this one really turned out real super pretty. I hope that, I mean, and again, if you've never bought hand-dyed yarn from anyone, not just me, but anyone, or even yarn you buy from the store, when you see it in a picture and then you get it in your hands, the colors are always, it's just always much nicer when you actually get a hold of it yourself. So what you're seeing, and depending on your device, if it's not the best camera, my camera's a Samsung, you know, so not that I'm knocking it, but, you know, I don't know if the resolution and the color is translating as beautifully as it is in real life. But yeah, these are really, really, really pretty. All right, so there's two of those. Those were 266 grams. All right, this one here may or may not be in the sale. Some people have approached me, and I said to do that because I have so much. We're not going to be able to show all of these during the Wednesdays thing. So if you make me an offer I can't refuse, you know what I'm saying? Just putting that out there. But this is greens. I don't want to take it out. I did show it in the live. It's a fade. This is pan hand dipped. Okay, so I dip this in a pot where I drop it. I did it in the green and then I dipped it in the green and then re-dyed it into the black. So within the black, you're going to see, and I don't know if it's possible if you're able to see it, but if you within that black, you're going to see shades of green in there as well. And then it fades up. So one end is black, and it will or gradient, is that the word? Or ombre is the word? I don't know. And then you still have some bits of natural, you know, positively negative space within them. This is 229 meters. It's more than that in yards. And 348 grams. It's a 100% superwash merino. Again, it's that nice loose, has a little bit of a halo. I don't think this would be a problem to frog, though. It's not that kind of a halo, but it's really, really, really super soft. All right, onward, onward. I showed you those. These two here, and I'm going to get into the glitzies. These two here, this is a sock weight wool to die for. It's a Donegal, if that's how you pronounce that, sock, multicolored, and it's got neps in it. 85 superwash merino and 15% Donegal neps, 2-ply. It's a sock weight, so there's 437 yards. And I did this with the rainbow colors. This yarn was more expensive base than what we usually use, so I didn't want to put this in the dib sale. So I may or may not include this in the this thing tomorrow, but it fades into the colors. This was also dip dyed, so it's strips of color that go into the next color. But I only have the 2 of these. This again is really soft yarn, but see how pretty? So these may or may not be in there, because I am still working on the Funky Feet sock sets, and I just need to wait for the cones so that I can hank up the toe, heel, and maybe rim little mini hanks and dye those to coordinate with, to go with the sock sets. So there's that. All right. Stop babbling, woman. All right, this first one I'm going to show you, I have 3 of them. Really popular colors. You ladies and gentlemen and in-betweeners really like the blues and purples. So do I. So it worked out well. Glitter. There's stellina in here. It's 90% superfine superwashed merino and 10% stellina. This is saying, again, a worsted weight, yeah, maybe 440, over 440 yards. There's 256 grams. This is soft, not fluffy, furry soft. Like this one almost has like a stuffed animal furry feel to it. This one's just scrumptious soft. Okay, just being honest. I have 3 of these, and all 3 of them are the same. They're 403 meters long, so that's 440.7 yards. Thereabouts. So there's 3 of those, and that's the purples and teals. Let me just keep them together. Now we're still in the sparkles. Yeah, we all love the blue. This is a ombre. As you could see here where it's darker, that's one end, and the top end is this lighter. So this hank goes from this color and slowly gradients to the darker color. The stellina on here, I don't know if you're able to see, but the stellina also either took the dye or whatever, but you could see the blue colors actually in the sparkle itself. 402 meters, which is around 440 yards. I didn't write the yardage down. It's 262 grams. Superwash merino, and again, it's saying a 4 weight. I'm going to say it's a little bit thinner than a 4 weight. All right, same base. Here's another one, and this one transitions from this yellow, and then it will go into the orange. And it's got, this stellina just looks silver, but the other one actually looked blue. Maybe it has it in there, I don't know. But yeah, oh, the sunlight's helping you out there, but look at that transition right there. Gorgeous. And again, this is 278 grams, 439 meters. So do the math, because I can't. All right, this one's just oranges, but it's a slight gradient. As you can see on the end here, you've got the dark, rich orange, and the top part is a fade. So it has a gradient. So when you work this up, you'll definitely see it. And let's see, the specs on this particular one are 400 meters. Again, I'm not sure what that is in yards. Oh yeah, okay, so 262 grams, just like the other one, 262 grams. But yeah, super pretty. And then the last of the glitter, unless I find more, is this monster. Beautiful monster. Over 707 yards, 288 meters. A gram, so it's almost 300 grams. It's 80% superwash merino, but are you ready, folks? 10% cashmere. Yeah, unbelievable. And 10% stellina. And this is claiming to be a sport weight. See, now that's what I think those other ones are, more of a sport weight. But look at that. Basic dark reds, but you've got greens, burgundies, a little bit of an orange, purple, and there goes the sun playing with me again. Different shades of like browns, and I don't even know what colors these are, folks. See the purple and the magenta? To me, this, I don't know if there's enough yardage. If you did like a mesh kind of a stitch, this would be a beautiful little, like, we used to call them bolero jackets. And I had someone say, what's a bolero jacket? A bolero jacket's one of those little small, it has maybe long sleeves or short sleeves, but the front, it's like the matadors in the bullfights. It's just a little, it's curves in the front and it's short. It's like a little crop jacket. And that's a bolero jacket. This would be gorgeous, and if you were going out to dinner or someplace fancy, and just to throw that over your, maybe sleeveless dress, or just to cover your under your arms or whatever, just for that little bit of, it's almost like a beautiful necklace, an accent to your accessories of your wardrobe. I just really, when I seen this is bolero jacket to me. Okay. And yeah, just want to show you those specs. Hopefully the sun is cooperating with me. But yeah, all right. So that's the glitters. Put you in a hold again, and I think a couple more, and then we're done. I hope you're enjoying this. And we're nearing the end. Alrighty. First, I'm going to show you some. This is 100% baby alpaca, but gorgeous. It's just a Cabernet. Colorway, and it kind of, I don't know, gradient, whatever the words are. All right. I have 4 of these, and it is amazingly soft. It's saying it's an Aran worsted weight, which, again, I'm going to say, okay, there's a little bit of a halo in there because it's 100% baby alpaca. This I bought from Wool to Die For, I believe. And I have those. I have 4 of those, so 2 sets of 2. But I also have I just love blue jeans, old blue jeans. And again, 100% baby alpaca. There's 181.5 yards thereabouts, worsted Aran weight. And this is actually, looks like old blue jeans, but it's a combination of purples and blue dyes, that when I mix them, it looks like faded blue jeans. I have 5 of these all together. Okay, so that's the alpacas. Let me just throw those back in the bag. Got to feed that OCD, you know. All right, so now 2 of these. This is 100% superwashed merino base, 3-ply Aran weight, 400, at least 482 yards. It's 268 grams. And that is like red, orange, and green, brown. See the greens in there? Really vibrant. Almost on fire. On fire. Then you got the specks and the fades. Really pretty. 2 of those. A couple more to go and we're out of here, folks. Chartreuse, one of my favorite greens. I love that crocodile green too. Is really super pretty. And this is similar to what you saw before. I would say that you could put these together if you wanted. This is more of a brown green, where the chartreuse is definitely brighter. The oranges are similar. Just in case you have something, there's 2 of each of these, and this one here, oh, did I mix them up now? That one goes there. All right, 256 yards. This one was, I think I might have just mixed up the tags. Yeah, 482, at least 482 yards. Is that what I said for the other one? Oh yeah, they're the same. All right, so it doesn't make a difference. Same base, same thing, but wow. Look at that bright color. I'm tired, folks. I'm tired. We're almost done. A couple more. 2 more left. Then we're done. And blues again. Blues and purples. Periwinkles and turquoise. There's 2 of these. This is a DK weight. 520 plus yards, 210 grams. And again, it's blues and purples. You're going to get some specks in there and the transitions. Yeah, super pretty. And then 2 of these, which another one that I'm going to have a hard time not keeping. This is that more fleecy kind of softness, but look at that. Yeah. Worsted weight, 440 plus yards, and 218 grams. And this feels like it has cashmere or alpaca in it. It really does. All these ones that have that fur, like not fur, but you know what I'm saying, like stuffed animal feel, but look at that. There's 2 of these guys. And again, like I said, not all of these are going to be available. I'm not going to have time to put all of these up. But yeah, if you could share this out, let people know that we're doing this. It's really to raise money for Rusty. We do a lot for animals, but we don't do a lot for ourselves. And she hasn't been on a vacation, and I don't even know when. And this is just to help with gas money, food. She wants to go to some museums because she's going to be traveling from here to Connecticut and back again to visit her bestie girls. And I just thought that a little extra, not having that worry, like if you want to go out for dinner, you know what, go out for dinner and get that piece of cheesecake at the end of the meal, That's the kind of vibe I want her to have on this trip. I want her to feel that she can even treat them to, she's going to anyway, and I hate to have this coming out of her like mortgage money, you know what I'm saying? So just being dead straight honest with you. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget your thumbs if you're still here. Totally appreciate it. And probably we will have some kind of giveaway during the live, nearing the end there. Who knows what it'll be, but we'll probably do something because you guys are awesome and amazing, and we truly appreciate you. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.